Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We've got a little bit of a different setup running today. Bought a set of shelving that I thought I might display a few booster boxes on, so running something a little bit different. Question for you. What is your favorite sealed product to buy? And the reason I ask that is what we're doing today is we're looking at one of the main sets from Sword and Shield and running through every single sealed product you could buy from that set. Except the boxes, and I'll tell you the reason why. By boxes, I mean like the collection boxes, and I'll tell you why in a second. But we're running through all the way through from a booster pack to a booster box and everything in between. We're going to look at the percentage gain. We're going to look at the pros and cons of collecting each of those sealed products. And the main set, why not? Let's do the number one from Sword and Shield. We're going to have a look at Evolving Skies. Now, the reason we're sort of going to look through all of them is because not everything appreciates the same, and there can be a lot of reasons for that. Like, does a booster appreciate the same or go up in value as much as a blister pack? Does an ETB go up as much as a booster box? How does a build and battle kit perform? Like, it depends on a lot of different things. But again, question, what's your favorite sealed product to collect? Is it something like a 3-pack blister? Is it the booster box? Is it the ETB because of display purposes? Is it the build and battle kit? I don't know, because they're nice and easy to store. So what we're going to do, like I said, we're going to go all the way through from the cheapest product to the most expensive. We're going to look over the last 12 months how it's performed and I guess come to some sort of conclusion at the end. So first one we're going to have a look at is the booster pack. And like I said, we're going Evolving Skies, so I'll bring it up on the screen here, Evolving Skies booster pack. Now, 12 months ago, this was $4.54. And it's currently sitting at $7.61. So in the last 12 months, this has gone up 67%. Now, like I said, we're going to explore sort of the pros and cons. So what are the pros of investing in a booster pack? I mean, for starters, it's nice and cheap. And sort of booster packs are probably one of the easiest things to get, but basically the way, hop down to your local gaming store, they're going to buy booster boxes in or cases of booster boxes, they're going to crack them. Maybe they'll keep them in drawers and just have display pieces up. So I want one of those, and they'll grab it out of the drawer for you. Basically, they'll crack open a booster box, and they'll have obviously the 36 packs in there, and they'll sell them individually as booster packs. So pretty easy, lowest price point. And by the way, all these values are in US dollars, by the way. So sorry us fellow Australians. We're going to have to base it off US dollars today. So 67% increase on a booster pack. And like I was saying, pros, of course, cheap entry point, easy to store, it doesn't take up too much space. The cons, I suppose, in the past there's certain sets that have been able to be weighed. There are also sets that have been tampered with and resealed, so you could say maybe there's some cons. But all in all, like, there's not too many. And as I go through all these sealed products, we're probably going to double up on some of the pros and cons. Because right up, like obviously as we move next on to the blister pack, it's going to have pretty similar pros and cons to the booster pack. So blister pack, 12 months ago you're looking at $6.05, and now you're looking at $9.09. So 50% increase in the last 12 months. And you might sort of ask yourself, well, why is this worth more than a booster pack? It's the same thing. You're just getting one single pack of Pokemon cards. The big one being is, of course, and I think this is one of the pros of it, as well as being cheap entry point to buy, it's also quite tamper-proof. So it's really hard for people to get in, open it, reseal it. In fact, it's almost impossible. The cardboard on the back of a blister pack is glued on. You'll see when you rip it open, like, it's near impossible to reseal. So there's a pro of it. Cons, probably the same with the booster pack. One of the cons to a blister pack is, maybe you're not going to get, or you might think you might not get the best returns. Is it easy to sell down the track? Maybe not as easy as a booster box. Don't know. Anyway, moving on to the next one, single check lane blister. So this is the one where you obviously get one booster pack, and inside that one booster pack, you normally get a promo and a coin. So we call them like a single check lane blister. Now, 12 months ago, these were $7.84, and now they're $15.68. So if you do the sums, that's a 100% increase in the last 12 months. So the single check lane blister performing really well. Now, Pros with these, again, cheap entry point for an investment, quite easy to store. I suppose the other pro is you could get a really good promo from this. Like that promo itself could hold a little bit of value inside the pack. Tamper-proof, of course, again. Cons, yeah, same thing. Like selling, sometimes they don't sell as quickly or as easily as the more searched for items like booster boxes and elite trainer boxes. But all in all, I really like the check lane blisters. Another pro maybe is sometimes they can be like more short printed, as in they might just have a single wave, and when reprints come through, they're not part of that reprint. So it could be, you know, especially for the promo, it could mean the promo is a little bit rarer or that product is a little bit rarer. Moving on, you normally, or in some cases, can get sort of 2-pack check lane blisters or multi-promo check lane blisters. And in the case of Evolving Skies, we had the 2-promo Houndoom check lane blister. So that's up next now. 12 months ago, this was $14.66. It's now $24.99, which is a 70% increase in the last 12 months. And I think, again, pros with this, it's pretty much the same as I'm not going to repeat them. It's pretty much the same as the previous check lane blister. And I think one of the reasons that check lane blisters have performed so well, like 70% increase and 100% increase for the single promo check lane and the double promo check lane respectively, is I think it comes down to that sort of reprint factor that I was talking about. Quite often they don't get reprinted. They sort of come out in that pretty heavily in that first wave, and you know, you'll find them in gaming stores or on the shelf in Target or in Australia in Kmart, and you know, after that it just seems to be blisters and ETBs that seem to get reprinted, or for stores it's the booster boxes. So quite often I think that's why we've seen a pretty heavy increase in those check lane blisters in the last 12 months. So I just want to sum up a real big pro for the sort of the blister, the single promo check lane and the double promo check lane is, if you're not someone that has heaps of disposable income, if you're not someone that can sort of spare, geez, 500 US on a case or 600 US on a case these days, or of booster boxes I'm talking, or even just a single booster box for, you know, $100 US, if sort of money's tight and you really want to enjoy the hobby like everyone else, you know, buying a nice check lane blister is a great entry point. You can still track your returns, so you can sort of have that fun. And if you talk about, and we shouldn't compare Pokemon to gambling, but if you talk about gambling, you know, people can still enjoy the thrill, I guess, of gambling, whether it's on sports, whether you do a $5 bet or a $50 bet or a $500 bet, like you still get that thrill or enjoyment out of it. And it's the same with, I suppose, investing in some of these cheaper sealed products. You can still get that thrill and track your products and have that fun of going, well, you know, I bought this check lane blister for, you know, $9 US at launch, and all of a sudden now it's $22 US after, you know, 25 months. So I've nearly 3x my money. Like you can still, what I'm getting is you can still get the fun at the lower price point. Fifth one I want to talk about is the tins. Of course, we had the Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon. I think the one that's currently holding the most value is the Jolteon, but only by probably a couple of cents or 20 cents. What are these at? These are at $25.95, and 12 months ago they were $22.27. So they've only seen a 16% increase over the last 12 months. Pros of these, again, I know I said I'll be repeating myself a little bit, but they're a good price point. They seem to actually be pretty, and still do, represent pretty good value for money. Like you're getting 4 packs inside of these tins of Evolving Skies plus a promo. So generally at launch, like they do represent good value, and I think they definitely still do. Of course, tamper-proof, they're generally sealed. Generally the whole container is sealed, or in some cases, like when Hidden Fate's got a reprint, it just got like a half seal, so the top and bottom wasn't sealed, it was just wrapped around. But I like it when the tins are fully sealed, like fully encased in the plastic wrapper. Cons, I don't know if there's all that too many for the tins. Like, you know, they always seem to be pretty easy to sell. The dollar pack value is there, so I don't know if there are too many cons for the tins. So thumbs up for the tins, I guess. Next one, and I love these. I'm a huge fan of 3-pack blisters. I always get the 3-pack blisters, especially if it's got a belter of a promo. And Evolving Skies had an absolute bang. It had both the Espeon and the Umbreon, and obviously the Umbreon is the one to get. That's currently holding the most value. It's currently at $46.30. And 12 months ago, it was at $24.15. So a 92% increase in price on the 3-pack blister for Evolving Skies. Pros, awesome promo, or can have awesome promos, not always, but can have awesome promos. And if it does have an awesome promo, I would strongly suggest buying one. Good price point, generally also pretty good dollar for value money, like money-wise when it comes to the pack basis, pack per dollars basis. Pretty easy to sell. Don't know if there's too many cons for these. I suppose the only con, if it has a bad promo, it could hurt its growth in the future. But hey, not too many cons, I don't think, for the 3-pack blisters. Moving along, next one, sort of moving up in price, is the Build and Battle kit. Now these have, from memory, what do they have? 4 booster packs. They have a 23 card sort of deck building pack. And they come with a promo, normally one of 4 promos. So currently the Build and Battle is sitting at $52.51, and 12 months ago it was $28.63, meaning it's gone up in price 83% over the last 12 months. Pros, there can be some absolute bangers of promos inside these. I think back to things like XY Evolutions, or even something in Sword and Shield a bit more modern like Vivid Voltage, where you could get a beautiful Charizard or Lugia promo. So there can be some belter promos. And I think if there are some belter promos, it really, especially if 2, because there's normally 4 options, especially if 2 out of the 4 absolute belters, means you've sort of got a 50% chance, like a Vivid Voltage Build and Battle, you've got a 50% chance of pulling that promo Lugia holo or the promo Charizard holo. I think it sort of helps the value of those sort of products if it's got a good promo inside there. Again, dollars per pack, not too bad. Cons, and also, sorry, another pro quickly, is they're pretty easy to store. Cons, I don't know, they don't seem to have that much popularity. If they've got a banger promo like XY Evolutions, it does help their value, but yeah, they don't seem to have that much, and popularity, they don't seem to have that much popularity yet, but as a sealed product for collectors. I have seen some huge collections of them. There's people with, 30 different Build and Battle kits. It's, I don't know if it's sort of a bit small to display for my liking, but each to their own. Moving along, next one up in size is the ETB, so just the standard Elite Trainer box. Now, 12 months ago, this was sitting at $67.69, and it's currently sitting at $75.98. Only an 11% increase in the last 12 months. So the ETB, out of all our sealed products, believe it or not, has actually performed the worst. And I'm going to do a video on this in the next probably 2 or 3 videos that I do. I've got one planned in the pipeline, just about how much ETBs are getting reprinted. And that's why this has not moved much in the last 12 months, because it copped another big wave in the last 12 months. And you can probably see on the graph that I got up here, when was it? Probably sort of 9 months ago, it might have had a pretty decent reprint, and it really stomped the value. Like, it just went south quickly. And, we've always talked about ETBs as beautiful display pieces and strong performers when it comes to investing. But if we're comparing that to Sun and Moon data, they generally only had 1 print wave. So it's really hard to compare Sword and Shield ETBs, which quite often got 1, 2, sometimes even more reprints. So, and as we can see with Evolving Skies, for such a strong set, the ETBs actually performed the worst over the last 12 months. So I guess a con of ETBs at the moment is they are prone to being reprinted fairly heavily, and that actually hurts the gains that you're going to get on them. Pros, beautiful display pieces, dollar for pack, not too bad. And now in Scarlet and Violet, coming with a promo, which makes, I think, them even better. But yeah, that sort of reprinting of them really can hurt them. Next one, the Build and Battle Stadium. What comes in these? Geez, I think you get 2 Build and Battle kits from memory, plus you get an additional 4 booster packs. So it gives you a total of 12 booster packs inside a Build and Battle. Now, the Evolving Skies Stadium was $68.05 12 months ago. It's $113.85 now, giving us an increase of 67%. So performing pretty well over the last 12 months. Pros of these things, dollars per pack, pretty good. 2 build and battle kits, if there's some banger promos inside there, is going to add strength to this product. Weaknesses, I don't know if they've really taken off yet. I don't know if they're really the best display piece either. I don't mind them. Like the Evolving Skies one looks really nice, of course, with the Rayquaza on the front, but I don't see them in that sort of booster box and elite trainer box light where people love to display them, have them all out. You know, I got this build and battle from this set. This build just hasn't really taken off yet, but who knows? We'll see where that moves in the center in the future. Sorry. Next one, moving along, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. Now, this is sort of where it's at, but there's sort of a catch to the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box, especially for us down in Australia. But $122.67 12 months ago, and currently sitting at $178.99. So 44% increase in the last 12 months. Now, for us down here in Australia, this is the biggest con for us, is it's just like we can't buy, I don't think Pokemon Center ships down to Australia, so it means we've got to buy the product on the secondary market, and quite often a Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box will be sort of scalped on the secondary market, as in, I shouldn't say scalped, but it'll certainly wear a premium over what a US person could buy it off the Pokemon Center website. So it feels like we almost have to pay more for it to even get it. And then when we're talking about appreciation, you know, it's already copped a fair bit when we're buying it here in Australia off the secondary market, which makes it harder for us to maybe achieve the gains that someone in the US might be able to achieve off it. So that's probably a con. Pros, generally, they're, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if have they been reprinted? Like, is there second waves of Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes? Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I can't really remember one. Generally, they're really like one wave, short printed, hence sort of the demand and rapid price increases from the get-go. So that's definitely a strength of them. They're an awesome display piece. You get a couple more booster packs than what you did in the standard ETB. So plenty of pros going for the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. And the final one to move on to is, of course, the booster box. Is it the grail of sealed products? Don't know. Everyone's got their different things, but booster box currently sitting at $386.62. 12 months ago, it was $156.67. Whew. Do the sums on that. And I put them in the title, I think. 146% increase. Evolving Skies booster box in the last 12 months. Strengths, or pros I should say, for the booster box is dollars per pack. You're getting the most packs. It's 36 36 packs. I could argue it should be tamper-proof, but there's been some people getting caught out on booster boxes lately. Even, of course, Logan Paul with that with those first edition base set boxes. They can be resealed. There are plenty of so I suppose that's a con. Another con is there are plenty of fakes about. You really need to know what you're looking for. And to be honest, if you're a true collector or investor, you shouldn't get sucked into buying something that's fake. You can clearly tell the colors off, the position of the fonts off, the position of the pictures are generally off. The Pokeballs on the wrapper are generally a different size. Like, there's plenty of things to look for, but yeah, I feel like some people still get sucked in with some fake boxes. And generally, if the price is too good to be true, that's another big red flag, I guess. But this booster box, hey, it's performed the absolute best out of any of the sealed products for Evolving Skies. Now, I suppose one more weakness, and I shouldn't talk it down because it's performed so well, one more weakness is it does have the highest cost entry point to get into sealed investing. Like I was saying before, at the moment, money's tight. Not everyone's got heaps of it. So even buying a box at launch for $100 US can be a little bit costly. But hey, look at the returns that box has got. It's been crazy. So with all that in mind, that's every sealed Evolving Skies product from cheapest to most expensive. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, I have missed a few things. Like, generally you're going to have some collection boxes inside there that might have 6 packs or 8 packs and a promo or a little toy inside there or a figurine or a coin. I've left that out because generally you get different sort of, you might have, say, 4 Evolving Skies, but you'll get maybe 2 Chilling Reign inside there, or a Chilling Reign and a Battle Styles, or some Darkness, a Blaze, or Vivid Voltage thrown in. So I didn't include them because it's not solely an Evolving Skies product. But yeah, so there we go. That's the full rundown from cheapest product through to most expensive. That's all the gains. There's been some strong performers. There's been some things affected by reprints. But again, let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite sealed product to collect and display? Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Catch you next time.